Good evening. For anybody who's watching at this moment, which I don't believe there are any, at least I can't see any, got a haircut for the event. You can see that. But thinking about doing this net, of course, which is the second net of the new year. And I'm trying to figure out why there's not something. Hmm. Looking for the people who can post messages here, but I don't see anything. Odd. I didn't even noticed over here there's like a tape over the LDG name because they get ugly about using brand names here, presuming that I'm, pushing a product, which they don't like. Um, Not sure exactly why, but it's hard not to push a product since all kinds of things are evident to us. So I block that out anyway, just to avoid the problem. I want to welcome any new people who haven't seen this before. Simplex is a lot of fun. It's a lot of interesting stuff. Meet a lot of interesting people. Came up with a new logo, now a new slogan, I guess it is those who can do Simplex. Well, they do lots of other things too, but it's kind of a takeoff on the do it, I think. But anyway, I only got about 30 seconds left for anybody who's, no, you don't see anybody else in here, but yeah, there are. There's two people. Hi. Good to see you. I can't see you, but you can see me. Somebody post something because I don't know why I can't see anything on the side here. Tell me hello or something. I don't know why it's not showing anything there. No, don't have the foggiest idea. All righty, well, I'm going to go ahead and start then. This is K4PEW. Is the frequency in use? All righty, not going to ask twice. Good evening. My name is Paul, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. If there was priority traffic or if there is priority traffic, just jump in there if you need help, but call 911 first for true emergencies. And remember, you can't use Skype for calling 911. The net may be broken at any time for that stuff. If you have an emergency, just jump in and we'll be glad to help you. For information on this net, you can see us. First of all, you can see me here on the YouTube feed, which is you can look me up on YouTube in the search block under either K4PEW, my call, or under the Brain Trusts, BRAINTRUSTS. In that same search block, that'll get you. That's the channel I'm in. And or you can see me on, or you can see us. You can see us on the website, which is 146415.net, 146415.net. And then, of course, on groups, Yahoo groups, which is MJ_SS, Mike Juliet _SS. Or you can, last but not least, send me an email at K4PEW at whatever, ARRL.net. That's what it is. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night on this frequency, which is 146.415 FM. Purpose of the net is support and train ham radio operators to have fun, but it's really for hoping it's to never have to use it, but to do emergency communications if indeed we have to. And we've developed quite a crew of people who have better systems, better antennas, higher antennas, and really in a great position to serve the community. The directed net and all traffic should be coordinated by net control. Is there any announcements? All righty, then I'll give my announcements, which are pretty slim, but it's the same ones. Today's Saturday, so Tuesday is the Vanderbilt Amateur Radio Club Net, which is on 443 800. It's on Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. And they have a PL of 1, 2, 3. Hard to forget that. 7:30 p.m. Tuesday. So 1, 2, 3 is the PL plus offset, 443 800. And then, of course, Wednesday night, we have the same net again, same place, same frequency where you are right now. Any other questions or need information? And by the way, a week from today, next Saturday, that's the other announcement, is the breakfast at Barbecuties on Mount Juliet Road. I'll be sending out a reminder on that, and we'll talk about it again probably twice next week. But I'd like to remind people ahead of time to forget all your family stuff and show up there on Saturday morning. No, you want to go family first. That's the rule. But it is fun to meet up with other people, and we've been having anywhere from I don't know 12 to 20 people there, which and almost all of them ham. Sometimes people bring their non-ham or not yet ham XYLs, but we always have a good time. No, it's not a real meeting. We don't have any gavels or votes or anything. We just have a good time having coffee, breakfast, and chewing the rag, as they say. All right, no fail on any of those things, those announcements, or anything else at this point. Please come down. Nothing heard. So I want to make sure I'm on the air here. Hold on. All right. Oh, that's the other announcement, of course, is today we have the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net that's at right after the 2-meter net. And then we move on to the 2-meter sideband net on upper sideband on 144.240 for those that are so inclined and also have capacity to do that. We've had as many, I think, 7 on the sideband net, which isn't too shabby, but love to have everybody on it, but not everybody has those radios. So that's 144, 240 sideband. That's going to be immediately following the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net, which is just following the 2-meter net that we're going to start momentarily. Does anybody have any questions about that? All righty. And you can also, for those of you that haven't seen it before, I have a signal strength meter that's visible to the camera, and you can see yourself or whomever you want to and point and laugh at their poor signals or envy their big signals. But it's there for you can always look at it later if you don't want to look at it now, but you can look at it anytime after the net's over or while the net's going on. But anyway, let me move on. Yeah, I was just double checking with the net. Last week we started south, so today we start east of Mount Juliet Road. Please come now.
I don't know if that's me or not, but here I is, TJ4GMR.
Hey, how you doing? It's K4PEW. I haven't heard from you in a while. How and your wife doing?
Doing good, but you know what? I figured out what part of your call signs I've been getting wrong. I've been calling out your last number, your last part of your call sign is, well, I got it now, but anyway, the P is the one I'm missing.
Oh, is that right? Well, very good. Well, you're doing all right, though. You got a great signal as always. You doing okay?
Yeah, and it's PWI is what I've been calling it. I mean, TWI. And yours is PWI, or, yeah, PWI. And I kept, man, that don't sound right. But anyway, that's it. Yep, doing good. Frustrated with the truck. I wanted to shoot and get on out of this misery, but what can I say?
No, it's Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, PEW.
Oh, it's not TWI. It's PEW. See, I got both of them wrong. Man, what am I going to do next?
Well, join the club, Ray. I've been known to get calls wrong all the time.
I've been called some old ugly names I didn't want to be called, but I got them called anyway.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine though. Good signal here. I don't know if you on the web, but you're doing almost pegging. Well, you're pegging the meter here to me.
I'm on everything but the kitchen sink at you.
Yeah, you still haven't got that tower up yet, huh?
So crazy rainy weather, boys. I'm telling you. But I found a man that'll it's gonna kind of help me out a little bit. Yep. Woo, he's expensive, but he's gonna do it.
Yeah, well, it's only money. You only live once. Yeah, the wet weather's holding up a lot of stuff, man. The ground is pretty soggy.
It don't bother me. I just put on me some skateboards and go on.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, good to have you in there. Is your is Zoe hanging around?
She's in the house. I'm out here in the radio room. She's in the house.
Okay. I take her in as a check-in, but she's not there.
I'll tell you, she is. She ain't but 4 steps away, and her call sign is KJ4. HNB. Yeah, I need it right one of these days.
That's Hotel November Victor. Is that what you said?
KJ4HNV.
H November or Mike? It's HMV or NV?
KJ4HN. N is in north.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Just want to make sure I hit it right. So I don't want to mess it up. Well, very good. Appreciate you being there, Ray. And that's Ray and his wife on a kind of a relay check-in. He's KJ4 GMR Cottontown, and then of course his XYL was KJ4 Hotel November Victor. She's also obviously in Cottontown. Great signal. You're doing great there, Ray. Good to have you in there. Is anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road? Please come down.
KN4LXH. India 4 Sierra India Bravo.
Yeah, hold on, Richard. I had Jimmy in there. Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Still alive. Still kicking.
Get your hands on that rotor yet?
Well, yes, I did. When I connected it up, it does not turn. So it is now in the hands of High Gain, and hopefully they won't tell me that the repair bill is $300.
I hope not. I hate to see that happen. The guy didn't say it worked, did he?
He didn't say anything about the condition. He said it had been run in almost, I don't know what, 7 or 8 years.
Oh, I got you. Could well be just need bearings replaced or lubed or something. You never know.
Well, it could be. It could be just totally shot.
Well, I hope not. I mean, I don't remember how much you spent, but don't tell me because I don't want to make you feel any worse than you already do. Yo, Ray.
Yeah, he could have sent that boy down there in Huntsville. Or no, it's not Huntsville, but Birmingham. He builds them things. He builds them from scratch, and I think it's $150.
Yeah, I took his card, and I don't know if I still have it or not. Do you remember his call?
Yeah, I got his card here somewhere. I got his card hanging up somewhere. Give me just a minute, and I'll find it. Y'all go ahead, unless he's done sent it off. But that's what I would have done.
I'd like to have it anyway. I know I met that guy down there at Huntsville, and he seemed like a real square guy with the rotors and stuff.
For me, I've got him to build 3 of mine. I've got 3 of them. It's up here on the shelf. And if I didn't know that guy was looking for one, I'd sure sold him one. A whole lot better shape. He could sit here and watch the girl go around and around.
Wow. Okay. Well, very good, Ray. If you give me that thing, and just buzz me back in a minute. Appreciate it. Yeah, you hear that, Jimmy? You found out there's another source.
Okay, well, thanks. I wish I'd known that earlier, but, at any rate, it's already in the hands of High Gain, so I guess I'll find out next week whether it's good news or bad news.
Let's hope it's good news. All right, very good. Otherwise, you're doing all right?
Yes, sir. Doing fine.
Don't have the tower up yet, huh?
No, sir. I am still working on the tower stand, welding that up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got some prep work to do there. All right, very good. That was Jimmy, Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel, up around up near Lebanon Road, north of the high school. Good signal as always, Jimmy, and hope that works out for you on that rotor. Who else east of Mount Juliet Road? I had Richard in there. Richard, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, I suppose, for a sick man, but hope everybody's doing well, and appreciate what you do. I'm not going to stay too long. Have a good rest of the night, and hope to catch you down the coast. KI4S, I'll be back to net.
Yeah, let me just tell you, a quick joke, cheer you up, and make you all better. That the guy who bought his beautiful blonde wife, new wife, a first-year anniversary, and he decided to buy her the best, cell phone he could get his hands on, and gave it to her. Oh, she was delighted, and he showed her how to use it, and she was doing great, and she took off and went shopping, and so he called her on the phone and said, "Hey, hon, it's me." He said, "How's that phone working?" I said, "Oh, man, this is fantastic. It's great sound. You sound like you're standing right next to me, but how did you know I was at Walmart?"
Okay.
All right. Go back to bed. Take 2 aspirin and call me in a couple mornings. We'll catch you later, Richard.
Thank you very much. Have a great night. KI4SIP.
All right. Very good. Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road?
Okay, 4-2.
Hey, Stan. I haven't heard from Jim. I'm surprised James isn't there. He must be on vacation or something.
Could be. I guess Richard beat him then, huh?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Usually Usually James is the first one to jump in there when I call for East, and he hasn't jumped in at all.
I guess he's gonna buy everybody else's chance then.
He's probably taking a nap. You doing all right there, Stan? Not too wet?
Not too bad. I guess I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you sound good. Sounds great. Well, listen, I appreciate you being in there, Stan. Of course, that's Stan, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo, and he's in just north of downtown Lebanon. Good signal. Who else we got over there? East of Mount Juliet. Please come now.
KM4 QCJ.
A KM4QC. Wait a minute. J, right?
Yeah, this is JD.
No. The call. I knew it was you, JD. I couldn't remember. Is it QCJ or K? I forget.
What? It's QCJ. Yeah, I thought you figured it out, but you know JD.
No. I knew it was you. As I was writing it down, I couldn't remember whether I heard it right because it's still a unique call to me, that QCJ. It's just not quite used to it yet, but it'll get to me sooner or later. So how you doing there, JD?
Doing good. That's like that earlier conversation with a guy who was having trouble remembering yours. I have trouble trying to remember my own.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how that's true. I've seen people who rarely get on the air, and they show up at meetings and introductions. They can't remember their call completely. It's kind of funny, but no big thing.
I've got that. I have a 3D printer, so I've actually 3D printed several of the of my call signs out, and actually have one mounted here in my car, so I can look down at it if I need to.
Well, you can always do it like we used to do. I never did it. We did the horses. You can put it right on the inside of your lower lip, except right side up, so you can read it. Just pull your lip out and look.
My big nose gets in the way for that.
Very good. I don't think I wonder if the horses ever didn't like that, if they sedated them or something.
I didn't hear you say horse. Okay, this brings a whole new story to this one. Yeah, I didn't know you was talking about horses.
All right. Yes, it was horses on their lower lip, so you could just pull them out, look at it. Never mind. You're doing all right with a good signal over there, JD. What are you using now for your rig and antenna?
Actually, I'm mobile now. I'm heading south on 109, so I'm probably about a mile from 70, Highway 70 on 109.
All right. Well, very good, JD, on 109. Good to have you there. It's KM4 Quebec Charlie. Man, I can't even get those letters on. Quebec Charlie Juliet, QCJ. And that's JD. He's mobile over there in 109 near 70. All right. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road, east of Mount Juliet, east of Wilson County? Nothing heard. Then we'll move around to the north of Lebanon Road, north of Division Street, anything north of Mount Juliet. Boy, we're slim pickings tonight. Nothing north? That's crazy.
WV0NLO. Not last this time. 4SF.
Yeah, hold on, Charles. Hold on. It's KG4 SFF. Yeah, very good. I got Mark in there first. Mark, you get all high and dry tonight?
High and dry. Actually hosed down the driveway today. Got all the mud off of it from all this rain and mess we had. That's about it. Not much going on over here, as you can tell.
Yeah, it's amazing, really, that it hasn't been colder than it has been, because all this would have been freezing rain otherwise.
Yep, it sure would have. So, anyway, I don't know, I really haven't been doing anything. Got home and went up to Indiana last weekend, but that was a long trip for not a lot.
Oh, yeah, I've done that. Going up, did 1,500 miles for a couple of days, and it's not, for a couple of days being somewhere, 3 days, and that's not exactly fun.
No, it wasn't that bad. But it's still 300 miles has become a long trip for me.
Yeah, anything farther than Walmart seems to be a long trip for me. I went over to the bank today and I wanted to go through the drive-through at the bank, and the Bank of America no longer uses drive-throughs.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't been to a bank in quite a while. Pretty much do everything online and by mail.
Oh no, I generally do, and the last couple of things that I do, and I only go about once every couple of months. That's why I didn't even know that it was that way. But now I'm going to have to, since there's no drive-through, and I don't really want to drive over to stand in line at the bank, which was like 30 minutes standing in line at the bank. I got to make those so they're all direct deposits.
Yep. All right. Well, have a good evening. Enjoying the net, sitting back here watching football games.
Ah, very good. That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo Zero, November Oscar, and he is in Hermitage. Yeah, that's right. It's Hermitage. And great signal again, Mark. And that's next up was Charles, Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Foxtrot. How are you tonight, Charles?
I'm cold now. Glad that rain quit. I'm alright. I don't know. I'm trying to take this anxiety medicine, but it's keeping me up all night. I guess I'm just gonna have to stick with it. See what it does. I just made me wake up all night last night. At least my blood pressure is fine. Other than that, I got a job starting hopefully next week driving. So maybe things are looking up.
Very good. I hope it works out for you. And I hope, again, sticking to the medication and then telling the doctor exactly how you feel or what the results are when you take it are critical, because who knows, you may be taking too much or too little for yourself. It's not doing you what it's supposed to do.
I don't know. I was tossing and turning last night, but it could be something else.
Yeah, I was too, but I don't know why, though. No, I do know why. I was ticked off about something. I was upset about something, and I shouldn't have been. But all right, yeah, that anxiety. So that's what that is. Madness is it? Well, not madness, but I was upset, so I was anxious. All right, but good to have you in there, Charles, and I hope you're doing better. I hope that job works out for you. That was Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Foxtrot, and that's Charles in Cottontown. Who else we got? North of Monticello Road.
W4DTC.
W4 Delta Tango Charlie. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Paul. Good evening, everybody on the net. This is W4DTC. Name here is David in Gallatin, and I'm doing great. Glad to see the sun shining today. Running 5 watts into Diamond 510 this evening.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice antenna. How high up do you have that?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30 feet above the ground, but I'm sitting 580 here at the house.
Well, you are doing an excellent signal here on 5 watts, I got to tell you. And that 510 is a nice antenna.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, it seems to work pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, that's just a little baby brother from the one I have, but it's like half the price. That 510. It's a nice antenna, though.
Yeah, I got a 300 too, and it works pretty good. I honestly believe that I think the location is really high up on the list in terms of how you receive and transmit. I can't tell much difference in them.
Are you talking about which 300 are you talking about? The UVS 300?
No, I have a Diamond X700, I have a Diamond 510, and I have an X300.
Oh, okay, an X300. I got you. Forgot about that. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I've heard that before. That people who have used both, it's hard to tell or they can't tell the difference between the 510 and the X700. But that really, it's unfortunately that's subjective. You know what I mean? It's like, for instance, right now I have a 700, and I hear you and others fantastic. Now, I don't know if I'd be able. Again, I can't since I don't have a 510. I can't tell what I wouldn't hear. But I also don't know if I had John out in the W4 AWE. He has the same thing. He had a 510 and a 700. upgraded to the 700. And he says, I really can't tell the difference. But I'm not sure you'd be able to tell the difference because you have a good elevation and, on the antenna and a decent radio, so to speak. Because, well, because I think they both receive very well given a reasonably good signal. It's the weak signals that you'd have to be able to pull out and see the difference. You know what I'm getting at? Something that's really in the mud. You go, oh yeah, I got that, and you'd have to check them on the same day on the same antenna to determine which one was right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that fellow you're talking about. I can't tell very much difference, and unfortunately, they're in different locations. One's out in the shack out in the back, and this 510's on the house. I'm sitting on the couch, so can't really check them side by side. But just as kind of my general rule here is I'm not sure I can tell any difference between the two. But anyways, I won't keep you up. I know you got some more guys there, so we'll turn it back to you, Paul. You have a good evening, everybody on the net. This is W4DTC.
Yeah, very good. That's David, Whiskey 4 Delta Tango Charlie, and he's in Gallatin. Good signal on that Diamond 510, which is a really nice antenna. And you're right, though. It's difficult to discern because there's too many variables. Even I mean, if you were to say, "Hey, this other guy gets a great signal," and I'd say, "Well, I can't hear him." Well, that doesn't mean that I get a bad antenna. It means there's an obstruction or there's something else going on. I just can't. There's no way. It's very subjective how we judge these things between each other. You know what I mean? But anyway, appreciate you checking in, David. But again, good signal. Sound great on 5 watts. Who else we got? West of Mount Juliet, please come.
KT410.
Yeah, it's Kilo Tango for Tango November, right?
That's Greg Randy down here in Frankton. Just want to say hello.
Well, you're saying hello just fine. How much power do you run down there, Randy?
I picked up me a Kenwood 2000, so I'm running 100 watts now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 100 watts on 2 meters. How many people can do that right out of the box, except for that 2000,
I can't. I don't know. I mean, I can, hold on a minute. I don't know how much I do need. I've been running about, there's 50 right there. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, no, 50 is great.
Okay. Well, I just want to say hello. I heard y'all on. I have to remember y'all was on tonight.
Yeah, very good, Randy. Good to have you in there. So you're in Franklin, but your address shows as College Grove, right?
Yeah, that's where my house burnt down at College Grove. That's where we're building back.
Ah, great. I'm glad. Is everything going all right with so the insurance paid for that okay?
Yes. Yeah, I done one thing right. I paid for good insurance.
It does pay, believe me. All right, very good. Good to have you in there, Randy. It's Randy. He's in Franklin, and that's Kilo Tango 4 Tango November. And real quick, Ray, which one do you said you have 100 watts on? What, on an amplifier or out of the box on one of the regular rigs?
Right. Yeah. Well, then Motorola.
Oh yeah, Motorola. Who was breaking in there? Had a breaker in there? Hello. Okay, I'm not hearing anything at the moment. Welcome to jump back in there. Okay, appreciate that, Randy, being there. And yeah, I didn't think about that on what you said about the Motorola's there, Ray. Who else we got? West of Mount Juliet, please come in.
Kilo Oscar 4 X-Ray Hotel.
Kilo Oscar 4 X-Ray Hotel. How are you doing tonight?
Good, Paul. And you?
I'm doing great. I got a haircut. Got my ears lowered. And everybody, you ever notice that every time you get your haircut, the wife, the mother, your sister, hey, let me look. It's the same as I always look after I get a haircut. Why do you have to look?
Yeah, I saw you on the YouTube there, and it looked like you had your sideburns raised. Let me say.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I got some. Yeah, I actually was looking. I was shaving there today, and I looked at that. And I said, it almost looks like I had a beard, and I keep pushing it higher and higher and higher.
Hey, you told the story about the blondes. Let me ask you, anybody on the net that has an iPhone, just for the heck of it, ask Siri
Why are fire trucks red?
Okay. Yeah, why are fire trucks red? If you ask Siri that on an iPhone. My wife was doing that today, showing my mother, who's 91 in February, asking questions about, tell me a joke. And she told silly jokes, the Google girl, whatever her name is. And just, it's funny to listen to the answers those machines give.
Yeah, this this one was one of those protracted ones that just keeps going on and on and on. But anyway, you're sounding great tonight as always, and I'll bid everybody on the net a pleasant good evening. KO4XH, I'll be clear.
All righty, that's Ralph, and he's in Nashville. Kilo Oscar 4 X-Ray Hotel. Great signal. Of course, everybody at Nashville has a great signal. Who else we got west of Mount Juliet? Please come in.
KM4YRF.
All right, Mike, you're just dragging your feet in here, aren't you?
I was a little confused because you were working on north, and then we went west all of a sudden.
You must not be on pension when I said, well, I went north. Yeah, well, I mean, all of a sudden. I was finished with north.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. Does the counterclockwise mess you up?
No, it's probably just me.
Well, that's what you're bad with directions. You have to think, which way is counterclockwise?
I never know.
All right, very good, Michael. You sounding good. You doing all right today? I mean, we talked earlier this morning, but that was the last I heard from you.
Yeah, I've been busy day trying to catch up on some stuff here at the house that I've been putting off while my hand was swollen and couldn't do anything. So I've been a busy beaver today.
Boy, you ought to come over here and at least start some of my projects. I haven't even messed with most of them in weeks and weeks, so I need to get the ball rolling here. You're my hero, man. You're doing them, and I'm not.
Well, I was only doing it out of necessity. You only walk over stuff so long.
Oh, no, I just push it aside, make big piles.
Well, let's just say my piles got really big.
Yeah, I got you. So lots of Again, I got lots of projects. I'm going to wait till I retire the second time. All right, Michael, good to have you in there. Michael's in Belshire, of course. That's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee, Romeo Foxtrot. Anybody else west of Mount Juliet, please come in. Nobody else west? Well, we'll come back. You'll ever get a second chance. Looking for south of 40, please come in.
Mike 4, November, Yankee, Bill.
Yeah, very good. But we had a double in there, so hang on, Mr. Double, whoever that was. It was a perfect double. Yeah, how you doing, Bill? You're just as soggy down there, I'm sure. I hope yesterday was the last day it rained, because today was a relief to see that sun.
Oh, I thought the new plan was it rained every day, but I'm glad to hear it may not be.
I don't know. Let's put it this way. I never trust the weathermen or weather women, weather people, whatever they are.
No, I think their information's there, but maybe they're interpreting it differently.
Well, it's kind of like propagation. They can't necessarily tell you hour to hour what the heck's going to happen unless they. And I look outside and see it raining. I go, oh, it's raining. I don't really care about percentages of forecast. Do you?
No, I just go with whatever's out there. I figure the good Lord put it out there. I'll handle it one way or another.
That's right. It's a good attitude, really, because one of the problems with some people are afflicted with that. If they see cloudy weather and gloomy and they darkish and they get a little depressed and go back to bed. And I never had a job that I could do that. I always had to go out in the weather and do whatever I was doing.
Well, it used to be for me. The worse the weather was, the more I had to be out in it.
Oh, is that right? What did you do for a living?
Bell South.
Oh, that's why. Yep. You're right. Worse it got, the more you had to work and the longer you had to work, wasn't it?
Correct. And up north, it was 30 inches of snow and 25 below. You still had to be out there in it.
I don't want. Was there much underground cable up there?
No way.
No, I'm just curious because I remember when I lived in Florida, some of the underground, the big trunk lines were running down the roads and plumbers would mess them up. And I thought if they had underground cable up north, how do you dig up frozen ground easily?
It's not, but of course in Florida it's sand. You know how that is down there.
Oh, believe me, I do. I used to have to dig some of those trenches, believe me. All right, Bill, good to hear you in there. It's Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. Thankfully, it doesn't work outside in Bell South anymore for sure if you have to be out in that weather all the time. But good to have you in there, Bill, with a good signal. And that's in Murfreesboro, Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. And there was a double in there. Who was that?
KN4 MPV.
Hey, double your trouble, double your fun. You doubled, that's all. How you doing, Terry?
I'm doing okay. Am I still dubbing with somebody?
No. I was just making light of the fact that you had a perfect double with Bill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay there. Sorry about that, Bill, and everybody else. I didn't get to talk to you much this week, Paul, and are you doing okay?
I'm doing as well as can be expected. I'm thankful. Really, I really, I look at, well, I don't usually read obituaries around here because I don't know anybody who's, I don't know people that well, being not from here. But, I see people who have passed away even looking at the celebrities who died this past year. Of course, they're all on drugs, so it doesn't matter. What does matter? But, I see them dying and they're younger than me. And I think, dang, I'm lucky to live, to the age I am in reasonably good health.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. We're glad to see you on the YouTube tonight, and you're still standing upright and everything, and sitting comfortably in that chair. So I hope everything's okay. And but anyway, I'll let you have it back to the net there, and a hello to you and everybody else out there, and hope everybody else has made it through all this rainy weather. And I'm like the Bill there. I like the sun today. I like that. And hope we have another one tomorrow. We're supposed to. So anyway, maybe things will start drying out a little bit before it rains again Monday. But anyway, I'll let you go. KN4 MPV. Oh, I did hear in Woodbury there, Jim, earlier today on another frequency, so he's still kicking. He may be sleeping. He may have napped out on us. But anyway, KN4 MPV, 73 to everybody. Talk to you later.
No, he should be there tonight. He doesn't work tonight, so we'll have to get on him if he's not. I figure I'll do this in the future if I can get it done. If you remember that program Max Headroom, I'll just put up like an icon that, I don't know, it won't be real. It'll just be a cartoon of me, but it'll look like me talking. Of course, that may be now. It could be one of those robotic, whatever they call those. All right, very good. That was Terry in Murfreesboro. That's Kilo November 4, Mike Papa Victor. Excellent signal, and not good enough to overcome Bill, who had even a better signal. So who's next up? South of 40, please now. Come now.
Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet.
There you are, patiently waiting down there. And today is your day off, I know.
No, I wasn't the day off. I worked today. No, you just didn't call south of 40. I was waiting.
Well, you're not working tonight, are you?
No, I go back in tomorrow night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night, Monday morning, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tonight. When I say today, it would be today is now to me. If you're not sleeping, it means you ain't working.
This is true. I've been up since midnight, so I may be a little bit slow on the uptake. I didn't get a nap in today. We had to go to town when I got home, so been running all day and all night.
You can be honest and say you went to Dollar General, okay?
No, I actually went to Murfreesboro.
Ah, Walmart, eh?
Yeah, and we went to dinner too.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's nice. Go with it. There's no place to eat in down there in Woodbury?
Yeah, but we ate both of them restaurants. So it was her birthday, ex-Wales' birthday on the 3rd, and she wanted to go to Cathay's Asian Bistro. So we had dinner there tonight.
Cool. Yeah, I've never been there. Is it pretty good?
We've been there, I don't know, half a dozen times or so over the years, and we've always had a good meal on the hibachi side. I don't like Chinese, so I'm not going to order off the Chinese menu. But yeah, it's good food. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was you get a lot for it too. For your money, I think. So it's a good experience if you like hibachi.
Yeah, no, I got you. Well, I didn't get to this size by not eating, but I'll eat just about anything, except squid, which is bait. I got to tell you real quick. You mentioned about Asian food, and my ex-wife did that. We had gone this years and years ago. We went to one of those mall restaurants, where it has a Chinese food or Japanese food. I forget which it was. And she ordered Szechuan. It had to be Chinese. Szechuan. So she likes Szechuan. What do I know? So we get over to the table and she eats it, and like her mouth is on fire, and she's drinking a quart of Coca-Cola. I said, "What's the matter?" She goes, "This stuff is terrible hot." I said, "Well, it's Szechuan." She goes, "I didn't know what that meant. Why do you order stuff if you don't know what it is?"
Oh no. Oh wow. I let you get back to that. I like that. I like that. KE4TYJ.
Of course, then my mother did that a couple of months ago. We went out to eat, and she ordered blackened something and blackened fish. And she goes, "Man, this is." She doesn't like spicy food. She eats. She goes, "Man, this is really spicy. I can't eat this." And I said, "But then why did you order black?" And she goes, "I didn't know what it was." I'm thinking, these are flashbacks. It's unbelievable. They keep bringing me these dumb people who don't know what they're ordering.
And you related to him.
Yeah, but even if I ordered it and it was hot, I wouldn't own up to the fact that I made a mistake. I just eat it.
Oh yeah, you just say that's what I wanted. Just a little bit more spicier than I remembered.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of like as you would know, eating in the Marines. Didn't matter what you gave you. They gave you ate it just because that's all there was.
My ex-wife says I'm a terrible test subject. She'll make something and I'll eat it no matter basically whatever it is. And she's had to take plate. I mean, the plate ran out right, away from me. I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "That stuff is terrible. I'm sorry." She says, "It was terrible. Why are you eating it?" I said, "It's dinner. I'm hungry. It's kind of what we do."
Yeah, I know it was before your time, but I don't think you had. I know you had MREs, but we had even on the ship when they ran out of meat, they bring out the canned hamburgers and and we called them Gainsburgers. When you were hungry, they tasted pretty good, but if you gave them to me now, I'd probably give them to the dogs.
Oh yeah, about when I joined that, we started with sea rats, and then when I was in there for the transition to MREs, and for a while we missed the sea rats, and the MREs got better over the years, but they're still not great.
That's only because Michelle Obama wasn't regulating them.
Yeah, this is true. All right, I'll let you get back to that, KE4TYJ.
Yeah, very good, Jim. Good to have you in there. That's Jim, and that's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, and he is in Woodbury, the big city Woodbury has two restaurants, count them, one, two, and Dollar General. So they're upscale. Pretty soon they'll have a mini Walmart. That's what they'll have. All right, who's next? South of 40, please come now.
Kilo November 4 Alpha Juliet Lima.
Hey, Bob, talked to you earlier this evening. It's good to have you back on the regular net.
Yeah, I'm glad to get back in here, Paul. Well, hey, we chewed it up a little bit earlier, so I don't want to hold you up here. I'm sure there's other people out there that want in. You got other business to take care of, so I'll send it on back to you.
Yeah, like they say, business is business. Good to have you in there, Bob. And that's Bob in Las Casas. And that's Kilo November 4 Alpha Juliet Lima. You still need to get that. Bob was telling me earlier, he had uh, a car, an errant driver, I'll call him, who was apparently not driving too well. And he took out, how many feet of that fence was it?
He took out 41 fence posts and 420 foot of fence.
Four, four, 420 feet of fence in his yard. I don't think I've ever seen that much fence tore up by one vehicle, but that's pretty. And the guy made it home. He made it home, dragging fence with him, and including taking down a number of other people's stuff like mailboxes. So it's you got to get that video posted, man, or send it to me and I'll post it. How's that?
Yeah, I got the original initial. I'll put it that way. The initial down the front of my ditch. It was pretty dark out. You can see headlights and tail lights, but I got that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You ought to get an award for that. I mean, there's got to be a record, 420 feet of fence.
Yeah, I know the insurance man and me and everybody that's seen it was all surprised. Everybody's like, "How do you do that?" I didn't have no answer for it.
I still laugh thinking about it. I'm just glad he wasn't hurt. All right, very good, Bob. That was Bob Kilo, November 4, Alpha Juliet Lima in Las Casas. Good to have you in there, Bob. He's usually working and goes to bed really early. That's why he's not in here. So, among other things, I'm sure. All right, good to have you in there, Bob. Who else saw the 40?
K4ID Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hey, Larry, hold on 1 second. Odds are against all odds. Robin beat you into that signal there. How you doing, Robin?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing well. You know, they say if there were two of me, well, people couldn't put up with me. That's what the answer to that is.
Enough dogs in your house already.
I'm not kidding you, man. That dog is lucky I don't kill him every day. Anyway, so you doing all right? Still eating that cake you dropped over here, one piece at a time. I'm not a glutton, but because otherwise I'd eat it all at once.
Chocolate or the apple?
Yes.
Good. Glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's excellent. We had the chili too, and had the corn chowder again last night. That's good stuff, man. I'm glad you had that left over.
I married up. I married a woman who can cook.
Well, apparently you're not eating enough because you're certainly not overweight.
Well, I eat all I want. Doesn't seem to change very much.
Well, you're very fortunate. It's kind of like somebody told me they were. What did they tell me? Some young woman or something. She said, "Yeah, I'm 135 pounds," and I said, "I ain't seen 135 since 8th grade."
Yeah. I want to know who has 420 feet of road frontage.
That would be Robert, KJ4 KN4 AJL down there in Las Casas, man. He took out. He's got 5 acres and 400 something feet of frontage, and decided he didn't like any of it.
The guy driving a bulldozer?
No, it's a pickup truck, and like I said, he took out his fence among other people's mailboxes.
Yeah. When was this? New Year's Eve?
It was a couple of nights. When was that, Bob?
Yeah, the camera showed 1:24 a.m. New Year's morning.
There you go, right after midnight on New Year's morning.
There you go.
And he had a previous DUI, so this isn't a new trip for him. He was trying to do a personal best, I think.
Happy New Year.
Well, he was 23 years old and lives with his parents, so you do the math on that.
Another fine individual.
Yeah, I think he was on his way home from Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they got liquor there too.
No, I know. I'm just kidding, of course. All right, Robin, good to have you in there. That's Robin. He is 6.2 miles south of me, just east of Percy Priest and west of 171 or Mount Juliet Road. Good to have you in there, Robin. Great signal. And next up was Larry, K Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. How you doing, Larry? You survived the sun today? Did it look like a strange day to you?
Yeah, couldn't quite figure out what it was.
Yeah, what's that bright spot in the sky? It really was. It was amazing how dark it was a couple of days, though, before today.
Yeah, I'm surprised we hadn't had some bad weather.
Well, I'm just I'm glad. I'm not glad it rained. I'm just glad it wasn't below freezing. I mean, we would have been in deep weeds again if we got all that rain and it was freezing.
Oh, yeah, we've been shut down for a long time. All right, let's get on with it. KE4SYB.
Yeah, very good, Larry. That was Larry KE4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and he's in Rockville. Who else saw the 40? Anybody else saw the 40?
K1SPD.
Hey, there you go. That wasn't as long a pregnant pause as last time.
I know, I jumped the gun.
Trigger happy. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well. I figured that would still be going on. I just marched up the stairs.
Yeah, I just noticed that. You see, I don't know if anybody's looking, but there's a dog, this rabid dog on the face of my shirt. I don't know where I got this shirt. My wife bought it, I guess. And I picked up my laptop today. I was on Skype with my brother, first time in probably a year. And I was carrying the laptop over to give it to my mother so she could talk to her grandchildren. And my brother said, "Man, that dog," when you put the laptop camera up to the dog, it looks really ominous. I don't know if you guys can see that. Really bad. So anyway, how you doing, Scott? Doing all right?
Oh, yeah, didn't do much anything today. Did hang up a new antenna. Not too pleased with it, but I'm keeping it up anyway.
What, an HF antenna?
Yeah.
Single band, or is it something else?
That's, what the heck do they call it? It's, I bought it online from somebody. I mainly bought it because it was a good price just for the balance. And, what is it, a terminated dipole? That's what it is.
And that terminates, it's on one end or on both ends? Is it one end?
On both. I did a lot of reading up on it, and there was supposed to be a fairly quiet antenna. And I think it's just as noisy as my dipole that I have up, and the receive on it isn't near as good.
Huh. Well, you just got to put it in a different location. I have a really, really quiet antenna. You can just have it. It's called a dummy load.
Oh, yeah, I got that one too. And empty switches and everything else. Now, I tried it in 3 different positions, and I did a slope in 2 different directions, and then I inverted it, inverted V. And I'm going to try it flat. I'm going to maybe tomorrow string it up to my pole and try and elevate it more. I don't know.
Well, as wet as it is, you certainly got a decent place to terminate in.
Yeah. All right, well, carry on. K1 is.
Yeah, very good. Of course, that was Scott. Excellent signal, pegging my meter. That's Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta, and he's in Laverne. Laverne, yeah. Who else we got south of 40? Anybody else south of I-40? Well, alrighty, then we got late check-ins. Any place, anywhere, please come now.
W4DPV.
Hey, man, you stayed up. I'm impressed.
Well, thank you. Anyway, good to hear you. I can't hear anyone else, but you are a good S8 here, so great signal and wonderful audio. So good to hear you. I assume we're still on at Barbecue Saturday.
That is affirmative. Next Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Just bring money, or you can just bring yourself.
I'll do both.
All right. Yeah, it's good to hear you. Good signal tonight, though, Brian.
I can't explain it. Running full power to the same attic, bunch of wires up there with half-cut reflectors, directors, and God have what you have. So who knows? I'm glad it's working. You are about an S unit stronger this evening than from several months ago, which was the last time I checked in, I guess. But good signal, but I cannot hear anybody else, especially those south of 40.
Yeah, you can't hear anybody, but those south of 40 you can't hear at all.
Exactly, yeah. 0 and -0.
Very good. Well, you're an S, if you can believe it, S9. S9 into my station.
The battery charger must be working this evening.
Ah, very good. That's right. You were running on battery. Well, whatever it is, and we had real good conditions earlier today, so I presume it's the same kind of thing. I'm not sure. Maybe the signals bounce better off of soggy ground. I don't know.
No idea. I kind of hang around on HF and go down to 160 and see who's there, and maybe 80, but mainly I hang around 80 meters. So anything up here, I have no idea. It either works or it doesn't.
Yeah, I hear you. I know what you're saying. Unless we have conditions, and then I can hear people 200 miles away, which is kind of cool. All right, very good. That was Brian. That's Whiskey 4 Delta Bravo Victor, and he is just in the northwest part of Wilson County, north of Lebanon Road. Good to have you in there, Brian. I ain't heard you in a while. Who else? Any other late check-ins?
WA4ZHI.
Hey, but hold on. I had another one, but James, man, what were you doing? Sleeping? Taking a nap?
No, we had a dinner together, rest of my family, my son, daughter-in-law, and grandson, along with the rest of us here.
Oh, wow. Was you rush home for this?
No, I was stayed home. They came to visit me.
Ah, okay. Very good. I didn't think you want to rush home from a nice dinner at a restaurant. No, good to have you in there, James. It was a good dinner? long as it doesn't really matter as long as it's good. You know, it doesn't. I've had meals that I didn't think would be good and wasn't something I normally ate, and I still liked it, so it didn't really matter. But usually, it's predicated by if I like the people I'm with.
Well, they went out of town for Christmas, so we had our Christmas together a couple weeks later.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, very good. Well, good to have you in there, James. I was wondering earlier where you went. I said, man, he must have went on vacation or something. Normally, he's the first one to jump in there when I say east of Mount Juliet.
Yeah, well, they were here from 4 to 8, so just kind of ran into time there.
Yeah, I got you. All right, very good, James. Good to have you there. That's James Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India, and he's right here in the heart of Mount Juliet, just east of the library, which, of course, is on Mount Juliet Road. Everything's on Mount Juliet Road except for James. Who else? Late check-ins? There was somebody else in there.
AR4AZ, Tim in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, break.
Hold on. Okay, for he's. I was getting confused there for a second. Hold on. Was there somebody else in there besides Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Zulu?
Brian again, W4DPV breaking. Just to tell James that I can actually copy him this evening, which is unusual. So, hello to James. Hope he's doing well. Copied everything. I won't tie it up. I'll stand by W4DPV.
All right, very good. And we had KA4. It is Kilo Alpha 4 Zulu Alpha Zulu, correct?
Dave, it's KR, Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu.
Yeah, there you go. See, I couldn't read my own writing. I was writing and it didn't work out well. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, Paul. Name here is Tim. We're over in Murfreesboro, about Walter Hill area.
I'm not sure where Walker Hill is. Which side of Murfreesboro is that on?
On the north side.
Oh, okay. Well, I do real well into, and of course, I was looking at the meter, but you sounded like you were really coming in here strong.
Yeah, you're definitely old fellow said you're pegging it out, so it's like you're right here in the room with me.
Yeah, you got too cozy to have that many people in the room at the same time. Yeah, you were just a little thread shy of pegging the meter, but I'm not sure the meter's accurate at this point. So, but very good, Tim. Everything else going well for you?
Yes, sir. Just got back home a little bit ago. Turned the radio on. There you be. Okay, well, I'll let you get back to your other check-ins. Just wanted to always call and see if everything's all right. Want to check in. Have a good one. Appreciate it. Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu, clear after you, sir.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you. There seems to be people whose last name are Sullivan tend to be called Sully, particularly if they're from Massachusetts. Do you ever get that name Sully? Do you ever use that nickname?
Sure did. Military, they call me that all the time. At work, they call me JT because they picked up off the first two initials of my name, James Timothy. And so, yeah, I've got called Sully around here, around the home front here. A lot of the folks call me Tim off the middle name, and then businesses pick up on the first name, call me James. So you can call me anything but late for supper.
No, I got you. It was just funny. Every time I hear that, it's kind of like I grew up in a neighborhood, and of course, my last name was Polish, but I'm about, probably 40 or 30% Polish. But I went to a lot of school with a lot of kids who were Polish. And everybody who was named Stan, and if anybody who knows any Polish stuff, it's the nickname for Stan. I'm not sure why. It's Stasiu. It might be a Polish pronunciation of the word or something, or that's how you pronounce the real word Stanley. But everybody, so whenever I meet somebody who's Polish, their name is Stan, I say, hey, Stasiu, what's up? And they always know what I'm talking about. Everybody. But anyway, it's the same thing with Sully. I was sure. I didn't know you were in the military, but obviously, you're in the military. You definitely were Sully.
Sure was. Yeah, I got called that a lot. And or just military, just the last name. There wasn't many first names. It just Sullivan go do this, or Sullivan go do that, or Sully. Yeah, they definitely call me that. Pick up on it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. No, you're right. That's it is funny how the military it's not even an issue of personal or not impersonal or didn't matter. It's whatever they called you is what suited them, and it wasn't up to you to figure. It was you to figure out who they were talking to. Mine got shortened to ski. And so if there was more than one ski in the room, you had to see who they were looking at.
Yeah, we had a ski in our flight. He was Ringwellski, and sometimes he'd get called Ring, and sometimes he'd get called Ski, and then some guys would call him Ringworm. I don't know how they got that. He didn't care though, but he drove an expediter truck. It was Ringwellski, and they'd either call him Ski or Ring. So there you go.
Yeah, I got you. One of the guys I didn't know real well, but his name, I don't know why he was even called that. I don't think I'll have to ask one of the guys when I see him again. Of course, it's 50 years ago. For some reason, his nickname was Buddha. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way he looked when he sat down. I have no idea. They called him Buddha, and that was his name as long as I knew. But anyway, and then there was another kid who came in. They called him Boot because he acted like he just got out of boot camp, but he just acted dumb. Then another guy showed up some weeks later, and he was even dumber, and they called him Super Boot. Again, the names, once they stick, you're done. Anyway, let me move on. That was Tim Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu, and he is in Murfreesboro. Who else we got south of, or late check-ins anywhere? Please come now.
KO4TR was in there.
Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Romeo. Oh, yeah. Do I hear a Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Romeo? Try me again with that squelch open up, please. No, it's not making it to me anyway, but you can hear him okay there, Michael?
Yeah, he doubled with someone just a little bit back.
Maybe he gave up. I mean, I thought I heard somebody doubling, but that's why I asked a little earlier. I'll take him as a relay, and hopefully he's still out there. He can check in anytime he wants. But he's in Nashville. He should have a better signal than that.
He had a pretty good signal.
Okay, very good. Anyways, Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Romeo there? No, not at the moment he's not. All right. Anybody else late check-ins before we move on?
KG4, Musley.
Just wanted to beat out the lollygagger title, huh?
Yeah, I didn't want to become a lollygagger or a dongo listener.
Yeah, dongle listener. That's SDR Dongler. It's got a first name to it.
Oh, all right. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Sitting here watching the basketball game. Waiting for it to end, but it looks like the net was about to end before the game, so I needed to get in here.
Well, very good. Glad you can make it in, Kevin. That's Kevin, of course. Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu, and he's over in Lebanon. Great signal in spite of the basketball game. Anybody else late check-ins? Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? Ships at sea, barges on the Cumberland, dirigibles in the air. All righty. Lollygaggers, sandbaggers, lurkers, scanner listeners, and SDR donglers. Nothing heard. Well, then we'll move on. I'm just going to give one last chance. Anybody else? Late check-ins, any place, anywhere, anyhow, please come now. All right, we're going to move on to the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. Anybody else got anybody else? Anybody have anything to buy or sell? They want to buy something or they want to sell something. We don't want anybody who really wants to swindle anybody, but was by that old line. It worked the last time I turned it on. That's the way we talk around the ham world. But anybody got anything to sell?
K1 SPD.
Yes, Scott.
I am looking for my Kenwood TS570. So it can come off probably a 430 or 440 or 590 or 2000. Pretty much any one of the modern TS rigs. I'm looking for the front plastic leg, the little front pad on the right side of the radio.
got one here, but you can't have it. It's kind of being used.
Well, I'm hoping someone has a radio that is DOA, parts radio.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, you are looking for, this is Scott, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. If there's somebody's got a defunct or damaged or wrecked or parts only TS 570, you said 430, 590. What was the other one?
I was just looking at all the TS models and basically the modern rigs, the 570, the 590, the 2000. And then there's some 600 units in there. I can't remember, 690, something like that maybe. But any of the modern rigs, not the 520s or anything like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, he's looking for one of the front legs, though, little plastic legs that sits down there. That's the one that the bale fits in, isn't it?
Is that the what fits?
The metal bale that makes the front of the radio prop up, or is that just on my radio that way?
No, that is correct.
Okay, yeah, it's the leg, the plastic leg that the stainless steel or chromed bale fits in. He's missing one of the legs and needs it off of a defunct radio, 430, 590, I'm sorry, all the modern ones are relatively modern ones. He's looking for a scrap one if anybody's got one. And that was Kilo 1 SPD, Scott. And all right, anybody got anything to sell or wants to buy?
KM4YRF.
Yes, Michael.
I am currently in need of about 20 or 25 feet of LMR 400 with PL 259s on it.
LMR 400 or 401, whichever.
Yeah, I'm going to move my radio desk down the wall, and I need a little extra length.
All right, so you want a 25-foot jumper is what you need.
Exactly.
All right, anybody who has a 20 or 25 foot LMR 400 with the connectors already on each end, and those will be two PL 259s. I got some here, but it's brand new, and I don't think you want to pay full price for that.
Well, I'm going to order some online if I can't find somebody's got some quick.
All righty. Well, we might want to post that to the site, or I'll do it for you if you don't want to or can't. But I'm sure somebody's got some of that laying around. They might put the connectors on for you.
Well, I could actually put the connectors on. I have connectors, and I'm pretty good at soldering. But I was just looking for something I could plug up real quick.
Yep. All righty. Anyway, a 20 to 25 foot of LMR 400. If anybody's got any of that, rummage around in your shack. 25 feet or less, or 20 to 25 of LMR 400 for Michael. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, and your email's good on QRZ, correct?
Yes.
Yep, very good. Anybody else for something to buy or sell or swap? All righty, nothing heard. We'll get. I'll see if we can't get both of those items posted to the Yahoo group, so all of the 70-something people on the group can partake of that, or at least be interested in it, or if they got it. Those are both want items, so we'll go with that. All right, well, very good. Well, I'm going to close out this portion of the net. Here it is 9:06. We're going to move over to the sideband portion of the net on 144.240. 144.240. Upper sideband. Well, you don't really have to be vertically polarized, but that would be the best place to be. But if you're horizontal, that's okay too. As long as the antenna's horizontal, it's not you. So I'm going to move over there now. This is K4PEW closing this net. Moving on. Alrighty, this is K4PEW with the Juliet Simplex Radio Net on upper sideband for 144.240. Who else is out there besides me? North of Mount Juliet Road. All right, west of Mount Juliet. All right, south of Mount Juliet. Please come down.
Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet.
Ah, there you go. I thought I was my radio died or something. How you doing, Jim?
I'm still hanging in there.
Yeah, is that sounding any better for me right there?
Yeah, that's a little bit better there, over.
All right, good. Yeah, we'll get that straightened out one of these days. I'm not sure I care at this point on 2 meters, but I'd care if it was on HF and I was off a bunch. But all right, very good, Jim. Who else we got south of 40?
Kilo November 4, Alpha Juliet Lima.
All right, hold on. I got Bob in there. Kilo November 4 Alpha. Dang, I get your call right here. Alpha. What the heck is it? I know the last call is Juliet. I just went me for a loop there.
Alpha Juliet Lima.
There we go. Man, my brain dead there for a minute. Alpha Juliet. I don't know how I can forget. I do forget them now, oddly enough. All right, Bob. Who else? Who was the other one in there?
Kilo Tango 4, Tango November.
Hey, there you are. How you doing? Good to hear you in there. You're doing good into that mode. Who else we got south of 40?
Kilo 1, Sierra Papa Delta.
All right, got Scott in there as well. South, Sierra Papa Delta, Scott. Anybody else south? Anybody east?
KG4, am I saying?
Sound good, Kevin? Sounds great, actually. Anybody else east? How about up north? Anybody north, please come in.
W4DPV.
Hey, good to hear you in there, Brian. You even stayed up longer.
Yeah, for some reason I'm still awake. Don't know why. I have never used this radio on FSB above 30 megahertz. So this is the first. I have no idea how it sounds. You sound good, and I was able to hear Kevin a lot better. Well, I couldn't hear him at all on FM, but I was able to copy him on sideband. So for what it's worth. Anyway, same antenna, et cetera, et cetera. It sounds like I'm getting a little RF feedback into my headphones, so that's about right for here, W4DPV.
Yeah, I think since you hadn't run it there before, what it sounds like is that you either have a high mic gain or some other issue because it really seems overdriven on the audio.
Could well be. I could have been speaking into it too closely. I have to go back and check perfect, et cetera, et cetera. I just pulled the mic back a little bit, so maybe that helps. But also, it looks like the frequency is 240.70, so I just tuned you into where you sounded good.
Oh, no, that's what I'm doing too, Brian. By the way, backing off the mic helped out about 89%, man. It was awesome.
Okay, well, it obviously behaves differently on sideband versus FM, and since I've never used it on sideband, especially on VHF, I think I've had one or two contacts on sideband on HF, but not on VHF, so this is a first for me, and glad to hear it's working. Bought this rig January of 2003, and it's still holding out well, except for the fact that the plastic on the microphone cable has decayed, and the only way I can get a replacement mic is to give my credit card to a Chinese company.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I got you. Well, you've had it for 15 years. It's had a good life.
Yeah, I still haven't managed to figure out the memories. It's a good thing I don't need them, so it's been a very, very good radio. DC to daylight, all modes. It works well on CW, which is what I do. And the receiver is, I'm going to say, fairly hot on HF, and it's got a really good brick wall 500 hertz CW filter and a temperature compensated crystal oven, et cetera, et cetera. So it's, a lot of radio in a small package. It tolerates the low battery voltages that I use to feed it. So, I can't complain except that the plastic is rotted on the microphone cable.
I got you. I'm sure you can find another mic that works somewhere that you don't have to go to China. But all right, which radio is that again? Tell me again.
It's an FT100D, and I actually
actually contacted Yaesu, and there are no replacement mics available. The only one I have heard of, and there's even a YouTube video about it, is available. It's only $17, from China. It's not bad. It takes about a month to arrive. But I just don't feel comfortable giving President Xi and his host of cyber warfare people my credit card.
I got you. Yeah, very good, Brian. Anybody else, anywhere, any place, anyhow, on this frequency, please come in.
Mike India Zulu.
Back with you, call.
Who was that last? I got you in there, Kevin. Who else was there?
KR4AZ.
Yeah, very good. How are you? You got a good signal in there. How you doing there, Tim?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing fine. I just want to see if this icon, how I do. I never talked to sideband on 2 meter. So I want to see how I do.
Very good. Yeah, a lot of people don't get in there and do that, but it is a decent mode of communications if that's all you had to do locally. I mean, there's other ways you can do it, obviously, but I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's fun knowing the rig works on 2 meters.
Yes, sir, it is. All righty. Just wanted to step in and say hello again on the upper sideband of 144.240. You sounding good over here also, Paul?
Yeah, very good. Anybody else? Late check-ins for this little net, and we'll close her up if we don't have any more late ones.
KG4, my thing.
Yeah, you already checked in. What's up, Kevin?
I was going to tell Brian, I think it was Brandon, that he could go to Walmart and buy one of those Visa cards, for put a couple dollars on it, whatever, and use that card to send it to China.
Yeah, you get one of those throwaway cards there, Brian. Those throwaway Visa cards. I think he just doesn't want to give the money to China, is what it is.
Okay. KG4, my thing.
I'm pretty sure that's the issue. He just doesn't like giving money to the commie people over there.
Actually, that's not the case. I think they make a good product for the money. I'm just happy to do it. I'm more worried about the cyber hacking and having my credit card hacked. I purposely maintain only one card, and I did sign up to participate in something that I believe in, and darned if it wasn't hacked about 4 days later, et cetera, et cetera. So now it's kind of like I don't use it for any reason if I can help it.
Yeah, I got you. I can understand your apprehension, exactly. You can always send them cash. That would work.
Oh, yeah. Just, I don't know if FedEx delivers to Chengdu.
Yeah, got you. All right, very good. Any other check-ins later otherwise, please come down.
Contact.
Yeah, go ahead.
KG4, Paul. I'm just going to get you to give me a signal report. So I got about a good solid S9 with excellent audio here on you.
Very good. Yeah, we're not exactly right on frequency with each other, but you had about an S8, S9 here on my meter, doing fine. Good audio. It's I'm off frequency. I'll say it that way because I don't know where you are. Are you right on 240?
I'm on 240.20 to be able to copy you. If I get off of that, you kind of get wobbly on me.
Yeah, actually, when I move right down to 240, you're right on the money to me.
Okay, right there, I'm dead on 240.
Yeah, very good. So both of our radios are synchronized to operate badly. Now you're doing fine. You were about, like I said, you were about S8, S9 in here with a good signal.
Okay, all right, copy that. I was just wondering. I didn't know for sure. I know we done this before one time, or I did, and I never did ask, so I just kind of wondered how this thing on upper side, man, Paul.
Yeah, very good. Well, we do. Is there no more check-ins? Please come down. All righty. Well, we had me and Tim, KR4 Alpha Zulu, and we had Jim, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, and we had Bob, Kilo November 4 Alpha Juliet Lima, and Randy, Kilo Tango 4 Tango November. And then what did we? Oh, we had Scott, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta, and Kevin, KG4 MIZ, that's Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu, and Brian, Whiskey 4 Delta Bravo Victor. That's like we had a record there with 8. I don't think we ever had 8. 7 was our big number before, so it was Brian who took us over the top, I think. Well, there was actually a couple people in there who hadn't been in before, but that's all right. Any other questions, concerns, or any late check-ins? All righty, we'll close that net now. Here it is 9:18. We're in an hour and 18 minutes or so, which is getting to be a long time on these nets, but I don't know. I have a good time, so you guys have a great night. I'll be here for a few minutes, but I'm going back to FM. Catch you later. K4 PEW.
Does anybody want to try a 6-meter sideband? See if we can do anything local.
I haven't built an antenna for it yet.
Yeah, I don't have one either that's worth a darn, so I need to get that up, though. I'm glad you mentioned it, Scott.
Okay, good project. All right. K1SPD.
All right, Scott. We'll catch you later. K4 PEW. I'm back on FM, K4 PEW. Oh, my word. I'm back. Whoever else was on there, I forgot to turn it off. So you guys have a great night. I was running off and I remembered that the YouTube thing was still on. So you guys go do tonight. Great net. We had 8 people on sideband and we had 25 people on the 2-meter FM. Catch y'all later.